What's going on, Passport family? Welcome back to another episode of Men on the Move. And guys, man, I got a question coming from one of the bros named Trent, man. And Trent is asking me like, yo, Move, man, I see you come from the red pill space. And man, I really just want to get your opinion. I've been talking to a couple women in Dominican Republic for over a year now, but it seems like every woman that I find, they tend to have children, man. So, I just wanted to get your opinion on how do you feel about dating single mothers in Dominican Republic, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of dating them in Dominican Republic as opposed to dating single mothers within America? And bro, that is an excellent question, man. That is a great question. And for me personally, I don't see dating women in Dominican Republic as a like knock or a bad thing, as opposed to dating them within America. Because man, it is so much different. Like imagine, here in America, you can be dating a woman with kids, man. And let's just say you love on that child. You're in that child life. You want to be in that child life, and you're trying to do the best that you can to be a great father for that child. Say you and that woman end up, like, I don't know, if you're married, you get a divorce, which is way worse. Or if you're just in a relationship and you separate. You cannot take that woman to court to try to be within that child's life. You lose that child. You lose all the attachment you had, the love, all the investment you put into that child's future. Let's just say, you invested in that woman's kid, and, you're trying to make sure she has a better future, or that kid has a better future. And you set the kid up for for college. You set the kid up to go to a better school and stuff like that. And they succeed in life, and you can't even really be a part of that. If the woman decides, it could be a good time with the girl. Like she just decide, okay, you've been a good father to me. I still want you in the life. But it could go bad and it could go sour, man. And that hurts a lot of dudes. I know plenty of dudes that have dated, I bet we all do have dated women within the States. And, they had kids, and you get attached to the kid, you break up with the girl, and she completely cut you off from the child. So, that's a heartbreaking issue. A lot of guys deal with that, and it's horrible. And on the other side of the coin, like just say you're trying to get to know a girl, she already has kids, you're putting out money to court her, and you have to put out money towards the kid to try to look good. Is more of a financial burden on you here in the States, and it's hard, and I just don't recommend it. But in DR, it's different. It's gonna be different for me in Dominican Republic. One of the reasons is because, first of all, the expenses are not that good. The expenses are not that bad. You can pretty much take care of a family for a lot less money. And also, the women are extremely flexible when it comes down to dealing with kids, and you being a father, you taking lead in the Dominican Republic. You won't have to fight all of these things like disciplining the child, or like say the child did something bad in school and you got to discipline the child, or the child does something in the household and you got to discipline the child. You basically, you're going to be within your realms to be able to, to act accordingly as a father should, because you're filling that role. And a Dominican woman typically understands that, she typically understands that. And it's a lot more rewarding, because you can do a lot more for the kids, because your money goes a lot further. I don't know how old you are, brother. You didn't tell me. But in Dominican Republic, your money goes a lot further. So like saying, you want to take the kids out on like fun days and stuff like that, on like trips. You can you want to take your kid to Punta Cana, stuff like that. Like you're able to provide a different lifestyle, a better lifestyle for the kid. And it makes you feel good. I know it makes me feel good to be able to do stuff for people that I can. So, it's like, I see it different. And then you don't have to worry about the court system. You don't have to worry about stupid allegations, really, like that. Generally in Dominican Republic, you don't have those type of issues. Like women say, oh, he did this to the child, or say you beat the child, beating, spanking, stuff like that, all of that stuff can land you up in jail, bro. And you don't really have to worry about that in Dominican Republic. You know, as long as you ain't, you know, we all adults here. We understand the difference between disciplining a child and just being abusive. So yeah, man, I don't feel like it's an issue dating a woman with kids in Dominican Republic. You know, I've done it. I've known a lot of guys that did it, and you know, I've heard some pretty good stories. And sometimes I hear about, you know, it just not working out. Some guys just not willing to do that. And also, you have to think about how many kids the woman have. You know, how many kids are you willing to deal with? How old is the kid? If the kid is like a baby, like a brand newborn baby, I ran into that situation a couple times, and that's hard because a brand new baby. Man, that's a lot of work, bro, because you gotta take the baby to the doctor, you got medicine, Pampers, all of that stuff. That's hard. But even when you get a little older, you know, you gotta think about now you gotta prepare them for school, you got books to buy, which all of that stuff is not that expensive in DR. But you just, you know, you got that. You got things like that. So it's really up to you, brother, man. You just, you know, decide what you want. Are you ready for a family? Or are you just, you know, looking for a girl to build your own legacy? Or are you just trying to have some fun? You just got to be honest with yourself, man. So many guys go to Dominican Republic and they're not honest about what they want. About what they want. If you just want to clap cheeks, be honest with yourself and go clap cheeks. Don't go around looking for some girl, you know, she got kids and everything. You just trying to clap cheeks. And you thinking you could be happy with that, and you know you're not. You just gotta be honest with yourself. Be very honest. You know, the women in Dominican Republic are far from stupid, man. So they know that there's guys that are gonna come there. You're gonna see so many beautiful women, and you're gonna wanna, you know, have your fun. They understand that. So that's a part. But yeah, there's gonna be some great women also that have kids. They'll probably make a great wife for you if that's what you want. You know, a girl. And there's also women without kids. You can definitely find that. You probably just gotta spend a little bit more time on the island. But there's definitely women without kids. And you'll definitely be able to form your own family if that's something that you desire to, man. So yeah, man, it's an excellent question, bro. And man, anybody else who want to ask me some questions, you guys already know. You can hit me on my email. And yeah, man, y'all guys, learn a new language, get your passport, and go experience a new culture. I'm out.